With the start of a new year, the biggest question so many of us have is what will Mother Nature bring us this time around? In 2017, we saw deadly hurricanes, horrifying wildfires, torrential downpours, and warm temperatures in the middle of winter. Predicting the weather begins off the coast of South America.
Those temperatures have been shown to highly correlate with weather patterns around the globe.
Michael Bell leads the team that issues the nation's hurricane forecast each year. He says the ocean temperature off the coast of Peru is a huge factor in determining El Niño and La Niña. And once you determine that, the process of predicting the overall weather outlook can begin.
La Niña tends to bring more hurricanes in the Atlantic and drier conditions out west. As for an El Niño season, you'll typically find weather in the Pacific wetter and drier conditions in the east.
We call this a spaghetti plot, right?
Klaus Walter with NOAA's Earth System Research Laboratory says in 2017, all signs were pointing to an El Niño hurricane season, but that quickly changed between April and June. The colder water in the Pacific and warmer water in the Atlantic meant we needed to brace for a very active season.
You could argue that this year's active hurricane season in the Atlantic, that's a typical response to having a La Niña developing.
With that rapid shift to a La Niña developing, that meant the western part of the country, like California, would experience a dry winter. Those dry conditions made for the perfect igniter for wildfires.
Having a La Niña puts them on the map as being at risk for a resumption of drought conditions. Same in Arizona, New Mexico, Texas.
It's a complex problem. We try and boil it down to make it as simple as possible, but Mother Nature always has a way of surprising us.
By analyzing 2017's active weather, researchers like Bell and Walter can better predict weather into the new year.
So we can't predict with any kind of specific accuracy, which storm will hit where, but we can, at least with some skill, say that there's a higher probability of certain areas maybe getting hit than others.
As for 2018, their preliminary predictions is for a weak La Niña, which means a weaker hurricane season in the Atlantic and hopefully a break from the dry conditions out west.
So it's important people stay prepared, and regardless of what type of activity we predict, you got to make sure that that one storm isn't coming for you.
The actual hurricane outlook doesn't come out until April, but remember, anything is possible when it comes to weather changing. For the Now, I'm Annie Taylor.